In ancient times, a cruel king demanded everyone worship idols. 7 young men believed in one true God and refused to bow. When the ruler learned of their faith, they fled to a hidden cave high in the mountains. There, they prayed for mercy and guidance. Then, by God's power, they slipped into a deep sleep that would last for centuries. Inside that cold, silent cave, their bodies rested untouched by time. 300 years later, they stirred and woke as if no time had passed. One of them walked down to town to buy food, only to discover the coins were unfamiliar, and their story spread like wildfire. The young men returned to the cave and soon passed away. But their legend lived on, a living sign of resurrection and divine power. Their tale reminds us that faith endures beyond time, and that miracles can happen when we trust in something greater than ourselves.
Imagine a remote land where 2 steep mountains stand face to face, hiding a narrow pass. There, a leader known as Dhul Qarnayn arrived and found people living in fear. Beyond the ridge, fierce tribes called Gog and Magog roamed, causing chaos and destruction. The locals pleaded for help, even offering treasure if he could keep the threat at bay. Dhul Qarnayn shook his head. He refused any reward, asking only for their labor. Together they hauled iron blocks, forging a massive wall, then poured molten copper into every gap. When the metal cooled, it formed an unbreakable barrier. "This stands as mercy from my Lord," he declared, "until the day it falls on God's command." And so Gog and Magog remained trapped behind that iron gate, waiting for the time set before the final dawn.
On a sandy shore, where 2 seas converge beneath the scorching sun, Moses seeks knowledge beyond the ordinary. The Quran tells his journey in chapter Al-Kahf, verses 60-82. Moses sets out with his companion Joshua and a simple salted fish toward the meeting place of the 2 seas. When the fish miraculously comes to life and slips away, they realize they've arrived at God's chosen spot. There they meet a humble man, Al-Khidr. Moses asks to follow him and learn. Al-Khidr warns, "You cannot be patient." Moses pledges to refrain from questions. At first, Al-Khidr scuttles a poor man's boat. Then, in sorrow, he kills a young boy. And finally, he rebuilds a crumbling wall in a town that refused them shelter. Each time, Moses' heart protests. At journey's end, Al-Khidr explains, "The boat was saved from a tyrant. The boy would have caused grief, and the hidden treasure beneath the wall belonged to orphans." Moses learns that God's wisdom runs deeper than appearances. It's a timeless lesson in humility, patience, and trust in God's plan.